Alright. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your favorite man from the ATL. It's Culture. Cole Culture Gibson coming at you today. You just got to see a little bit of my warm-ups, how I get hyped before every single thing I record. That's cast, everything, man. I gotta hit my music. But anyways, we're gonna get right into what I want to talk about on this little quick video, which is the news that the first 5 companies that are going to be involved in CWL franchising for the 2020 year have been confirmed. They've been locked in. And I'm going to obviously tell you who it is. I'm going to talk to you about why I love this and why it's exciting for Call of Duty and Call of Duty esports, and then why it's exciting for the city of Atlanta. So the 5 entities that got the first slots were all Overwatch entities, no brainer. CWL, Activision, Blizzard also runs the OWL, so I mean it makes sense that they would go to partners that are established and they know can foot their into the bill per se as their first 5. So it's going to be Overactive Media. They're the same team that I believe has a stake in Toronto Defiant. Atlanta Esports Ventures, which is the same team that has the Atlanta Reign, obviously. Envy Gaming, which owns not only the Team Envy from Paladins, Call of Duty, CSGO, and also other entities, but also they own the Dallas Fuel. So same Team Envy that owns the Dallas Fuel. There's Contact Gaming, which is the team from Paris and the ownership group from there. And then there's Sterling VC, which is the same ownership group that has the New York Excelsior, I believe, which also consists of Splice. So those 5 are your first 5 that we're going to have here in the new franchising model for CWL. And it's exciting because A, you got 5 teams to buy the $25 million franchising ticket that was required of them, which Overwatch League, for some comparison and context, was $10 million. So this is a jump. I mean, $15 million if you want to be exact, but this is a jump period and a large investment for a game like Call of Duty, which has been up and down in viewership and consistency, but nevertheless is a really, really strong community at its base, just has always needed that backing and infrastructure, and this is what that could mean. It's exciting for other reasons because, hey, you got 5 teams that are mainstays. It's not, I mean, Contact Gaming is the only team that's relatively new, them and Overactive Media, obviously, but the other 3, well, never mind. No, because Atlanta Esports Ventures there in Atlanta Reign, but they don't have a team in Call of Duty right now. I mean, they could pick up UIU because that's a local Atlanta team, but that's besides the point. We'll see what they decide to go and where they go with that. But you have 2 teams that are here that are known brands. I was surprised really that it wasn't Optic Gaming first, but after today's news that they are kind of in the middle of a bidding war for their own brand and their company, and Immortals is the one that's leading in that bidding war. Not so surprising anymore. But anyways, why this is good for Call of Duty esports is because it gets money behind the league. Like, more money than I feel has ever been seen behind this league, and infrastructure is about to fluctuate in. You have 5 teams. That should be a beckoning call to other teams to try and sign up and get in as well. If you see 5, not just, you know, brand new random orgs, but established orgs in esports. 2 of them have been around for a long time. The other 3 are established in Overwatch, and they can foot the bill, as I said earlier. Why this is exciting for Atlanta is because it's another team here in the city. It's another foothold for esports in the city that I love. And it's exciting for me because I've been a Call of Duty fan since 2012. If you don't know about me, my first esport period was Call of Duty. MLG Columbus 2012 was the first time I actually watched competitive Call of Duty and therefore competitive esports. And I've always wanted to see franchising come to Call of Duty and see Call of Duty grow because I always knew that it had potential. The scene had potential. Someone just needs to harness it and refine it like a diamond in the rough. So seeing something like this really, really, really makes me happy because that means someone feels like Call of Duty is not only a good playground to try this in, but also they feel like Call of Duty is worth it. Like Call of Duty is worth the time and the investment to put in. And that's what having 5 legitimate companies does. And again, back to Atlanta real quick, it just really brings another esport to the city that I love, which means I get to be close to esports because one of the big issues is that there aren't a lot of esports out here in the East that are like major esports. There's Turner for E-League, and then there's DreamHack every time we have DreamHack, and then sometimes CWL rolls through for CWL Atlanta, and then besides this year's Homestead game, that's really it There's not a lot of major brands and major esports competitions that roll through here, despite it being a growing city, us having basically 4 new stadiums for organizations and tournament organizers to run through. We haven't made a push for it until recently with the Atlanta Reign and with Atlanta Esports Ventures, which is also Cox Media, and not Promise, Providence, I believe, Province or Providence LLC also joining in. Correct me if I'm wrong on who that is. I know it starts with a P, but I forget. So that's just really happy for me. From that perspective, is I get to be close to the thing I love here on the East Coast, and we've been ripe for it here in Atlanta for a long time. And I think Call of Duty is going to thrive here and be successful. Now, we don't know. They say city-based, but we don't know if that means geolocated just yet. They've said geolocated, and they're starting to test that with Overwatch, and the Dallas Fuel event recently was much success on that one. So I'm very, very, very happy for that. Because it means that it can work, that it's possible and tangible, and if you give people enough time to buy tickets and get there, that it can be something that it could be a long-term solution to another step toward the growth of esports. I had another reason why it was important to Atlanta for us to have another team in the city. Oh, right, I was gonna say that for our city, we're really that southern city, and it stamps us out in all aspects as that city that is a crossroads. We were built on railroad lines. That was Atlanta. We were a transit city, one of the first in America, and our sports have been somewhat like that. We have a lot of baseball teams kind of littered through the South. If you count Florida as the South, then we have one more there, 2 more, Tampa Bay and Miami. Football, we have the Carolina Panthers to rival the Atlanta Falcons. And in basketball, it's the Hawks, and we have the Bobcats and the Pelicans. But really, we're that big city with the big sports culture and fan base, to be honest. From anywhere between professional sports to even college baseball, football, basketball. While there are other states and cities with scenes, ours, I feel, is the most voracious, besides Clemson, is the most voracious of them all, and this is just another stepping stone to be like, hey, yeah, we are the kings of the South when it comes to sports and other aspects of economy. Like, we are that city. The entertainment capital of the world is what we like to be called, and sports and esports is also a form of entertainment, so I'm glad to see that grow. But that's my piece on it. Just to summarize, TLDR, I'm extremely happy that it's coming, not only for the greater Call of Duty scene in CWL, but also for Atlanta and my home city, and I can't wait to see how it develops. And I'll be definitely covering that as more news comes out about the other teams as well and what that means. So thanks for watching this. If you want to know more and keep following, I'm going to be starting up my YouTube again real soon. Just posting videos like this and other things. Going to be having a podcast starting up next week. Going to be continuing to put out little tiny micro content like these videos out as much as I can, just covering the news that happens and my thoughts and opinions on it. So, yep, and be looking out tomorrow as well for another video. I'm going to be talking predictions for CWL London. Not only who I think is going to get out of pools, but who I think is going to end up on top in my top 5 teams. I'll go 1 through 5. Might include 6. I don't know. I feel like 6 is kind of like a position. It's like that good try. You almost made it to the upper echelon. We're going to give you an honorable mention. But we'll see about that. Anyways, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.